In this video, you're going to get insider information. Simply put, information you should have before you ever walk into a builder's model or new home community. I will walk you through what you should look for, be aware of, and provide some tips to help with the ever-important budget. Hey guys, it's Jeremy here with the Guillette Group, and today we're going to discuss the process of building new construction. Now, I live in new construction, so I apologize, I'm doing this outside. You may occasionally hear some of the construction around me, but it's much different than buying resale. And it's something we've personally done and we've helped our customers with all the time. If you're new to our channel and want to learn more about Southwest Florida, our team, or real estate in general, click subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified when we launch new videos each week. Angie and I have owned 9 homes in the past 20 years. We were relocated, corporate relocation for work, 4 times in that span. We bought multiple investment properties. Don't laugh, but we have personally bought and sold more real estate in Florida than most of the agents do each year. Talking about new construction is fun. It's something my wife and I specialize in. We built new a few times in the past 20 years, most recently just this past year. Angie walked you through the process of buying new construction in part 1 of this video. This is part 2. We're going to focus on working with the builder from contract, design, through the build, and ultimately the close. We're going to cover a lot in this video, some in more detail than others, but stay till the end because there's an important tip you're not going to want to miss. Getting started. So you found a community or a home that you're interested in, but before walking into the models, be sure to work with a local real estate expert, one who is intimately familiar with the process and the builders. In Florida, and frankly in most places in the US, the seller, or the builder in this case, pays the buyer's agent commission. When working with a large builder, that means it doesn't cost you anything to use a realtor. You will not negotiate a better deal because you're not working with an agent. The builders budget a buyer's agent in every deal, so keep in mind, the builders are building to make a profit, which is okay, but the agent you work with in the model, they work for them, and they're there to make them money. So you can definitely go it alone, but then it's your word against theirs when disputes occur. Whose side do you think they're going to land on? So, when registering for the first time, put down the agent you are working with when you register. Put myself, put Angie down, if you're looking in Southwest Florida. Builders don't like it when an agent gets added on late, but if you haven't signed a contract with them, you can always add an agent. You may have to get tough. You're probably going to have to be direct in your messaging, but let them know you're only going to sign a contract when you have an agent working in your corner, protecting your interests first and foremost. Let's get into it. The process of building new construction can be overwhelming. Is it true you have to determine down to the number of cable jacks and which rooms they're going to be in? Or how many canned lights are going to go into the house? You didn't think you were going to be the builder or the designer, did you? You have to compartmentalize this into multiple steps. If you follow the process, it won't be too daunting. From start to finish, you're looking at 6 to 8 months to build a home here in Southwest Florida. Don't be fooled. When you see the sign that states starting at $350,000, or frankly, any price, just know that's the base price with no upgrades, no pool, and okay, so let's talk about lot and exposure. Exposure is important, but it's not everything. You always hear that you want a southwestern exposure. I would challenge that, and when we work together, I'll fill you in on why. With the lot fit, I'm going to go into more detail than I probably should, but it was our most recent build, and you'll see why you want to look at the details. Think of the show Flip or Flop as you watch the next clip. Okay, so we're going to spend a few minutes here talking about the lot fit. And I think you're going to see this is something that's often overlooked, and this is why you want to work with a realtor that does this every single day. So this is our personal example just from a few months ago when we built. And this was the first lot fit that Pulte had actually sent to us. Just to give you a little bit of background and kind of an overview of our particular floor plan. So we happen to be right on the side of a cul-de-sac, and that's not by accident, okay? We looked at all of the individual lots available to us, and this one is quite a bit deeper, because of the location.
So the second thing is we built an Empire floor plan here in the place, and it's kind of unique. It has a split garage entry, but it's actually split in the sense that the 2-car garage is a side entry. So you can see you come in here and you would turn left into the 2-car garage, and then we have a single bay here. So one of the things that we wanted with this lot, we have 40-foot setbacks. You can see that's called out here, but that left us with 104 feet from this back corner and 132 feet from this back corner. So we knew that we could do an oversized lanai and still have a very nice sized backyard. But one of the things I wanted to look at is this is the drive that we come in off of here, Cabrini Way. And I wanted to see what it would be like if the 2-car garage was here, so that as we came in, we could pull into the driveway, actually probably be more like here, and we could just pull right into the 2-car garage. So hang on one second, I'm going to bring up another file, and then you're going to see what it looks like when they sent us the second option. Okay, so here we are now, we're looking at option 2. So they did the reverse, this is what I asked for. If we came in off Cabrini, and we could come in here and just pull right into the 2-car garage. Again, the same 40-foot setback, but it's measured from a different point. And what did I notice? Well, we lost about 10 feet. So if you look at these dimensions now, the house actually sits a bit further back, and in one way, it'd be great if you wanted a longer driveway to be able to put more cars in here. That might be something that you desire. This would actually be almost 4 car lengths. But we lost about 10 feet. So on this dimension here, we went from 104 to 93.5. And I think this was over 132, and now we're down to 122. So I didn't want to give up this 10 feet, but I also noticed on this lot fit and the previous that we only had the width of a 2-car garage. So I went back to Pulte, and I'm going to show you now option 3, and you'll see why. Okay, so here we are. This is the third option that we landed on, and this is ultimately our final. So I went back to them and I said, we have a 3-car garage. We should have the width of a 3-car driveway. This actually gave us more functional parking space and an easier turning radius to get into the 2-car, the split side entry garage. But it also retained the dimensions that we were looking for back here. So this really was the best of the options available to us. We had to push a little bit, quite frankly, to get Pulte to agree to do the multiple lot fits. But as you can see in the end, it was totally worth it. So we have a better driveway up front and the space that we were looking for in the backyard. So I hope that helps.
Remember when I said flip or flop? You can see how flipping the orientation had an impact on our yard and driveway. Picking the right floor plan is critical. The builders will have many more options than models. If you have your eyes on a floor plan that the builder doesn't have a model, chances are we can help get you in one that's already built. We have closed with many customers or may know neighbors who have the floor plan you're interested in and can get you to see it in person. You're likely signing a contract for the largest purchase you make, or maybe the second largest purchase you make if this is a second home. So getting the floor plan right and feeling confident in your decision is important. This was another personal experience. We built an Empire floor plan with Pulte. They don't have a model here in Southwest Florida, but we did some research and learned that the ceiling heights are 1 foot higher on the main level than those of the Heatherton, which they did have a model of. We were going to go to Sarasota to see one under construction, and after doing so, we signed immediately. To date, there are only 2 Empire builds in all of the place at Corkscrew. That's largely due to the fact that there's not a model. So again, if you love a floor plan and there's not a model, let us know. We'll find one so you can see it in person. Okay, let's talk about upgrades. This is where it starts to get fun. There's really 2 kinds. There's structural and then there's design. You need to know what upgrades you should make or not make, and this is important. This is a big deal when it comes to new construction. First of all, structural upgrades, they should absolutely be done at the time of construction. They're cheapest at the build, and they often can't be done, or they just require significant major reconstruction to do after the fact. Don't minimize the budget here, even though it's not as visible as the cosmetic upgrades or what you choose in the design center. Okay, so the design center. This is where it gets really fun. This is where you pick your colors and kind of make the home your own. This is an area that we can help you with tremendously. Builders don't want to lower the price for obvious reasons. They need to protect their investment and frankly those of everyone around you. You shouldn't want the best deal in the neighborhood, because if you're working with a builder who keeps dropping the price, you're losing your equity in your home the time they do that next with another prospective buyer. So we'll help with strategies to secure more credits in the design center. Having said that, you need to keep in mind, even if you choose every option from the builder, your home, it's still not going to look like the model. I know, right? Why would they do that? Before you schedule your appointment, take the time to do a preview at the design center. Again, they're looking to sell homes at a profit. This is where they make the most profit. If you go to the early design center appointment, you get to listen in, and you can even make some decisions that will help during your appointment so you don't feel rushed. Assume everything in the design center is 2 to 3 times what you would pay after the fact. Now the game becomes about, it's basically a balancing act of budget and what you want done when you move in. It's essentially convenience versus hassle factor versus mortgage, and if you can have some dedicated money left for projects after you're done with the build. So, you just built a new home. Do you really want to manage a bunch of projects after your close? Maybe. My suggestion, make a budget and stick to it. You're going to have a ton of options after the fact, and maybe just plan on moving in 2 to 3 weeks after you close so you can have all the work done at a lower cost. You can also pick premium products for less than the builder price. Here's a free tip. Do not pay for upgraded paint. The paint, simply, it's crap, even the upgraded paint. You will be repainting anyways because of the builder grade paint, even if you upgraded. Save the money, put it aside, and have it painted after you close. So, to pool or not to pool? It doesn't really matter, but I will say you can get a better quality pool for a similar price by not going through the builder. If you want it done when you move in, sure, use the builder. We'll even see if we can allow some customization. Sadly, the pool often looks dated right out of the gate with the standard pool package offered from the builders. Using the builder's lender. Do it provided that the closing cost incentives and the rate make sense. We have local lenders here that we can provide you with. You'll want to work with someone local to help make the process a smooth one. The builder will often include additional incentives if you use their lender. You should consider this option, but we'll help you run the numbers, and you can always change once you sign the contract. You're not required to use their lender. They will ask for 20% up front, and then 20% of any of the design upgrades you include. So you'll need to put more up front and essentially park it as you build your new home, but everything is negotiable. The pre-drywall walkthrough. Angie discussed this in part 1. I'm going to reiterate it here in our part 2 video. You want to take a video of your walkthrough and keep it. You will know where all your studs are, all your electrical, all your plumbing. This will be handy when you want to make a small change, or maybe you want to add an outlet, maybe you want to add an ice maker. You're going to need a drain for that. You're going to want to know where the plumbing is. So be sure, document it, and save it. All right, guys, you hung in there. Here's that last tip that I talked about. It's your final walkthrough and inspection. Just about 1 week prior to your closing, you're going to schedule a final walkthrough and inspection. Yes, we are going to insist on an inspection through a third party. Definitely use a third-party service. Sure, you have a 1-year warranty, but getting the work completed before you close is much easier than after you close. The builders are motivated, they'll add it to the punch list and get it done, or at worst, you're going to have an IOU at closing for any of the work required. So again, keep in mind, we're talking to people all the time, moving within town, across town, out of state, you name it. If you have questions, give me a call. My cell phone number is 239-771-6237. I look forward to talking to you live. Have a great day.
Ooh.